Hi everyone, hope you're well. I want to start by talking about the London Freedom March that I was at yesterday. So it was the sixth of the worldwide freedom marches, and they happened in countries and cities around the world. London itself seemed quieter than usual to me, but I had been there over Christmas and New Year last time I went in, so I guess that's to be expected. The march itself, huge turnout as usual, and that was added to by lots of NHS workers marching against the fee mandate. So definitely the focus was on reversing that mandate because they're being told they have to get it within the next 2 weeks, I think. And there is talk in the news of that being delayed, which I think we all know is newspeak for not at all. But sounds like the threat will still be there on paper. So that's an ongoing thing. The crowd, as usual, was full of energy and lots of smiles. I actually found it very emotional because just from the energy of the crowd, and also just the fact we're all normal, everyday people who just took time out of their lives to stand up for what's right, despite being made to feel like we're wrong for the past 2 years and not having given up on that. So I saw a lot of Australian flags, maybe about 10, including mine, and there was an Indigenous flag and 2 Eureka flags as well. So thank you to all those people. And lots of the usual really clever signs and various other kind of props that people bring along to make the message clear. I think the focus now needs to be still on no V mandates for healthcare and care workers. I think we need to get that reversed. And then ultimately leading up to the repeal of the Coronavirus Act, because all these restrictions can be put in place so easily while that stands. And then I think eventually the focus needs to be on an honest investigation and full report to the public of everything that's happened. Whether that will happen or not, I don't know, but that's also something to fight for. So I did the march, and then I did 2 healings afterwards. I've got a separate video for each one, but just reflecting on them. The first one I did was the Earth Star Chakra at Westminster, and it's still feeling good. It's radiating more and more gold light. And as humans and life on Earth, we're more dense. So it does take time for that to be absorbed, like a heater warming up, but it is happening. Interestingly, too, I saw when I started the healing, black blobs just rising up from the building, these blobs of dark and negative energy up into the air and then exploding like fireworks in the sky. So the negativity there is coming off in layers. I don't know if it'll be completely gone ever, but we're removing some of it, and it's been very deep. So I think as it rises and explodes into fireworks, that represents the dark transforming into a fast-moving light. So that was interesting. Then I went to Australia House and surrounded the building with light and connected it with the Earth Star Chakra energy, trying to remove some of that fear that's created that stuckness and get things moving there. Because when the solar plexus chakra moves in Australia, that will also move for the whole planet. And just let in the light and the warmth and the sunshine again. So let's see how things develop in Australia over the next 2 weeks. Here I've got a picture. This is from Southend in Essex last weekend of the tide going out. And my message here is the tide has turned, and when the tide turns, this path, which was unable to be seen, becomes clear. So that felt very symbolic to me. It makes me think of that idea of the darkest hour before the dawn. That sort of lost meaning for me because people had been saying that for the past 2 years and the dawn hadn't come. But I do feel like January that we're in now is the dawn. I've definitely found it a difficult month at times. I know a lot of other people have as well, finding it difficult to stay positive and feeling down and having a harder time pulling ourselves up out of it. But as I say, allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling and let it pass, okay? And just shine your light in your own way. Other people will see that and they'll want to be part of it. So moving on, here are some pictures that I took from yesterday. So top left is at the start, just outside BBC Broadcasting Centre in London. Bottom left is at Trafalgar Square. All the NHS workers went up on the steps and laid down their uniforms in protest. Top right is just coming up to Oxford Street, I think. And bottom right is outside Downing Street, where again the NHS workers laid down their uniforms. So, to the cards for today. I was only going to pull one, but all of these came out because it's a message clearly that we're meant to hear today. So, first one was, excuse me, Six of Wands, which is amazing. It's the card of victory. And considering yesterday was the 6th Worldwide Freedom March, this is telling me that this one did it. This one was the trigger. All the other ones we did were building up to that, and there may be more that build on it, but this particular march represents the victory and definitely a turning point towards victory. So that was good. Then the next three major arcana cards, hugely powerful, all flew out of the pack together. So let me break this down. First, we've got the Hermit card. And that is what I said before about shining your light. He's holding up his light to guide his way through the darkness. He's gentle and dignified and humble and has patience and complete faith in following this warm, steady light. Then we have together, I don't think I've ever seen this before, Judgment and Justice together. This took my breath away. And I've been reading these cards for over 20 years. So what do I think this says? These cards together embody that mantra of truth, freedom, justice, love. It's saying the time of judgment is here. God or the higher power knows the truth and sees through dishonesty and lies and manipulation. And it's saying all will be judged by their own thoughts, words, and deeds, and most importantly, intention. That's key. It's saying to have reverence for this karmic force, which is bigger than all of us. We've all played our part in this ongoing drama, even people who we see as being on the wrong side of it or doing the wrong thing. Playing that part was part of their karma, and that role was one they came here to play. So it's not for us to focus on hate and revenge. That just lowers the energies. We should be focusing on what have we learned? How have we changed? How have you contributed to the world and to other people to help them in their lives? And maybe you've done that by being the baddie. Those of us who've grown and learned and overcome challenge and obstacles have needed these people playing their roles in order for this growth and to play our our own roles. So we are not the ones to judge. Okay, so then we go to, one more thing I've just noticed. On Judgment, we've got the St. George's Cross, which is the flag of England. And to me, that's a nod to the Earth Star Chakra I was talking about. It starts here and it spreads out from here. And what happens here ripples around the world and supports around the world. So let's see how that goes. And justice is saying simply justice will be done. And this is natural justice, which is not necessarily legal justice. I'm not saying that won't happen, but natural justice. And all the red on this card to me is pointing to Mars and Aries season, which begins with the solstice on the 21st of March. So look from that point on for justice. Okay, then I went to the bottom of the deck and wasn't surprised to see the Five of Cups. So this is a card of disappointment. Acknowledge the pain and the loss represented by the tipped over cups with their contents spilled. It's happened and we acknowledge that and we grieve it and we feel it. But now is the time to turn around. Not all is lost. We've still got the cups behind us. Pick them up and move on. And then underneath that, we had the Ace of Wands, which is a really nice card to see after that, which is saying it's time for a new start. Time for a new course of action that will grow and thrive. And to me, again, that's pointing to spring onwards. So we're looking from the 21st of March. I've put down a few crystals that felt relevant to this reading. There's blue lace agate on the left, which is for clear communication and also connection with angels. Then in the middle, there's red tiger's eye, which is a nod to the Earth Star Chakra and also represents groundedness, security, love and passion. And then black obsidian, which is for strength, protection, safety, personal power, and wisdom. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that reading, and I hope you've got some things to take from that. Have a good coming week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, everyone.